Retro Heaven reviews Mr. Nutz.
And tonight we're going to be looking at Mr. Nutz on the Super NES. Mr. Nutz is a side-scrolling platformer published by the giant publisher of the time, Ocean Software. It was released in Europe during December 1993. Owners of the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis versions had to wait around a year later. The game was released on several platforms including Commodore Amiga, but was very different to the console ports and featured an adventure element rather than in the standard linear environment. There was even a sequel planned for the Mega Drive and Genesis, which was based on the Commodore Amiga version, but was sadly shelved in 1995. If you look, you can find a playable build hiding on the internet, which is actually a fun little title. Mr. Nutz had a brief return on the Game Boy Advance back in 2001, in which also featured hidden levels that were scrapped from the original Super Nintendo and console versions. The storyline is centered around a cute character, Mr. Nutz, a funky little squirrel wearing shades and Converse. Mr. Nutz collects and throws nuts at enemies. The goal of the game is to hop and jump through the levels and confront and fight Mr. Blizzard. Mr. Blizzard is a nasty yeti and strives to take control of the world by using magical powers to turn it into ice. So without further ado, let's take a look at the gameplay. On the surface, Mr. Nutz is a standard platformer of the era it was released in, but it had a certain feeling of freshness unlike any other game. The gameplay is varied. It begins average, then suddenly picks up as being very tedious and very difficult, especially when dying near the end of a journey. The most irritating part of the game is dying near the end of the journey and having to restart back to the beginning again. The game looks beautiful for its time and has some spectacular backgrounds as well as parallax scrolling. The music is pleasing enough, and I've actually sat down purposely to listen to level 2's ambient sound. It's a very pleasing game to play if you're winning. It can be one of those games you would turn off after dying a few times, as it turns very tedious quickly. All in all, Mr. Nutz on the Super NES is worth a good play if you haven't played it before. For those of you who have played it before, I hope my review has given you some happy memories. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel.